Started Idleon. First, quite obviously, do the tutorial. Now you've actually started. Go to your Anvil's Produce tab, then immediately start making thread. Do Scripticus's first 2 quests. Now you should have a weapon. Now go to the portal here on the left. Now go through Glumley's quests. You should be able to finish all of these since they're pretty easy. Now kill green mushrooms until you get to the next map. This should not take very long at all. From here, craft all 4 of these. Farmer Brim, Orange Tea, Torn Jeans, and finally the flip-flops. First, get the shirt and hat before the others, since they're a lot easier to get. You should have a little bit of money now. If you have enough money, go to the shop, scroll down, and now buy a couple of these. Armor upgrade stones and weapon upgrade stones. These aren't very strong, but they're the only option you have for now. Use these on your gear. Now craft a copper pickaxe and axe. Now in your talent tab you have quite a few points. Invest 3 points in each of these. Fist of Rage, Quickness Boots and Book of the Wise. 4 points into Health Booster and 1 point into Mana Booster. Although I don't have one, but early game it will probably be worth it. After this, keep putting all of your points into Sharpen the Axe. This is going to be very valuable. Now, because you should have all of your armor, you'll be in the Board Beans map. Choose the class you want from this little dude. His name is Prometheus or something like that. I'm not really sure. Now, in your new class, in your talent points, you should have new active abilities. These are marked with a squarish corner in the top left, like this: Piercing Arrow, Kung Fu Kick, and also Strafe. Look at the top left corners of these. Remember, only put 1 level in them, or I put a couple in, but it's only a few. And then drag them into assign attacks like this. For Archer's talents, put 5 points in Sanic Speed, 5 points in the Veins of the Infernal, and the rest equally in Robin Hood and Have Another. For Warrior, put 6 in Absolute Unit, 4 for Strength in Numbers, and finally, keep adding points to Double Strike. Although, I don't really use the Warrior for combat at all, so I didn't, but I just used it for mining talents. You can also prioritize him specifically for mining and not for fighting at all, but if this is your first character, I would definitely not recommend that. For Mage, add 10 into Individual Insight and 3 to Knowledge's Power. And then, finally, put a couple into Unwisted Robes. Then, add an even spread into your next Individual Insight and more into Unwisted Robes. Now, farm a little money and buy the sculpting tools from the shop, which are found a little bit down over here. Then buy 4 of these power statues. Also buy even more upgrade stones. These are very important to get lots of, especially when you get higher power ones, but those will be a lot more expensive, although don't worry about them because you only unlock new ones in new worlds. Drop the sculpting tools on the Marble Man or in my case the golden statue, and then give him all of the statues you get ever, unless you're saving it up for a Crunk's quest. Crunk is found in the second mining area. Now, use as many upgrade stones as possible on anything really. Like, for example, my helmet, or my rings, or my weapon. Collect thread from your anvil very often to not waste any XP. And also, look at the amount of points I have, -2. And if you have anvil points above, well, -1, just use them currently on capacity, so you have to collect thread less often, but later start using them on speed and bonus EXP. Now go to the bottom of the frogs map. You'll see 2 NPCs over here, but we're focusing on this picnic guy. First, go to the town shop and buy 20 sandwiches. Give them all to him. You'll get a food pouch and simply hold down on it to use it. If you think something might take a while, use the 1-hour time candy you get from this quest. For the second quest, keep fighting frogs until you get free ketchup and mustard. You can't actually get ketchup and mustard after completing the quest. So, well, I'm stuck with no mustard or ketchup for the rest of my playthrough. But it's not used in anything except this quest, so that is fine. From this quest, you will get an item called the wooden katana. Place it in your pendant slot. I have a fish head pendant equipped, and the wooden katana will probably be the first pendant you get. It's pretty useless, but it's better than absolutely nothing in that slot. For the last quest we'll be doing, simply defeat all the green mushrooms that spawn here. But you have to do this in time. If you run out of time, go to your codex. In the quest tab, forfeit the quest. Don't do this on most other quests though, only release the timed ones, because there's no point of quitting other quests. From this quest you will get 1 fake jam and 1 real jam. Don't sell the fake jam, even though it's pretty useless, because it actually has 1 use. Scripticus will want it in one of his quests. Then equip the real jam in your food slots. You probably won't have any other food in your slots, so just equip it there. It won't give you a big bonus, but it's something. Quick tip, at one point you won't be able to rely on defense from equipment to survive, because you won't be able to keep up with mob damage. You will need to have health food in your food slots. Just like I will have, like I can just replace it here, but you should have some health food there, and so you don't die there, because you won't be able to rely on really defense for that long, so you will need it. This will probably happen to you in the late or the middle of the world too, just like it happened to me and a lot of players of this game that I know. Now, go for as many of Scripticus's quests as you can. These won't really be too difficult, but the last quest, which is the Tokens quest, requires you to complete every quest in the entirety of Blunder Hills, which is incredibly difficult and lots of powerful resources, so you will definitely not be able to do this so far. And also, come up to this guy here. He will have a quest for you, but when you complete it, he will unlock achievements for you, like this. And you can just buy stuff in the merit shop if you want. I don't really want to spend these for now, but the most important thing is unlocks tab. When completing achievement, you get available unlocks. And simply, you want to unlock a couple things here, like the weapons for the class. I'm talking about the first tab because you won't have the second tab yet. These 3 weapons. Then you also want, what was I going to say? Sorry. You want to unlock this, and because you will have all the helmets here, these helmets will be very important for your progress. And you can unlock pretty much anything from this first tab. Also, I'm not sure if you need to unlock iron armor, but if you do, get it. This will be very important. But if you're a mage, craft the top hat and quarterstaff. You won't be able to equip any of these if you're in a different class. Same with all 4 of these things. Craft a thief hood and a birch longbow for an archer, and finally militia helm, or however you pronounce it, and steel axe for the warrior. To make these weapons, you'll notice you need slime sludge, a resource you probably haven't gotten yet. Well, it's pretty simple to get. These mobs are slimes. You will find these right after the board beans map. Fight these, and yeah, these will be pretty helpful because you know the slime sludge. And also a little tip, because you're going to actually be able to unlock 2 portals in the border beans map. But a little thing to mention, do not unlock that portal, the one that I just clicked on. It will be useless to you since it's a mini boss room and you are not even close to how strong you need to be to unlock the mini boss and fight it. I'll show you what it looks like. Here, the mini boss spawns on the hour, so it hasn't spawned because it's 3:33. Nice. After doing all of these things, buy a lot more upgrade stones and upgrade all the equipment you can. Make sure to equip the headgear on your head, and well, I don't have it equipped because, well, yeah, it's like, what, 1,000,000,000 times more defense. But anyways, you'll get to this point someday. Now, progress past all of these snakes and get to the carrot map, which we will find right here. And the boss is actually pretty close. So you're not that far from completing this world. We're more than halfway done with the video, hopefully. So here you'll find an incredibly important resource and this little guy. This is kind of a secret, so I mean it's meant to be a secret, but pretty much every YouTuber has covered it. Watch some other YouTubers' videos about this because I don't have a journeyman yet. And yeah, this guy lets you have a new class called the journeyman. Anyways, this is a jungle log, an incredibly important resource you will lose a lot. You will use and lose a lot of it later because of how many recipes need this for crafting. Now, you probably have a new character. Like here, I have quite a few, 6 in total. And when you just get all the stuff you got in your previous character, but when you progress to the area where you get a new class, choose a different class. So if you have an archer, choose a mage or a warrior. And then choose a mage if you have a warrior or anything. You want one of each class. Get an iron pickaxe and all the armor that you have on the current character for a warrior character. For archers you don't really need any tools, but just get the armor and the weapons. Same thing as the others for the mage, but give it an iron axe. Not pickaxe, just axe. Make sure to use your mage for the jungle logs. This will be very important. Use your archer for crafting and the warrior for mining. That's what all these guys specialize in. Because yes, they do specialize in specific skills. Now, get mining, chopping, food, and material pouches for all of your characters. Cramped pouches will be fine, but if you want an upgrade later, you can upgrade to these, the small pouches. And later you will unlock better and better ones, like these, which can carry up to 1,000 of each material, which is very big. and they go up to 20,000, I think. Now for talent points, invest in what I said earlier, but now do a little health and defense, a lot of damage, and AFK gains. AFK gains are incredibly important. Also, when you're doing damage, prioritize weapon power over all else. Still get the other talents, but weapon power increases damage a ton. And also, get a decent amount of skill efficiency, stats like strength, agility, quickness, and like wisdom, luck, or whatever like that. And a little bit of mana. I still haven't done that, but that's where I did my mana. Make sure that in your production tabs, you'll be making trusty nails now, which is the second one. Pretty easy to get, but I don't really need them. And here's where the nails come in. You're going to need a lot of them for the iron boots. For the iron plate legs, well, for all of these, you'll need a lot of iron. You'll need boring bricks, which are below the trusty nails, which will take a long time to make. And you'll need a lot of the jungle logs for the iron plate body. You won't need to actually craft the helmet, because you already have that other helmet. Also, make the sleek shank pendant. And make these steel bands. That's a lot of stuff. Make sure to make all of these for every character and upgrade them with upgrade zones. This might sound like a lot, but it will also help you progress in World 2 and all the way to the end of World 1. This will be incredibly important. Also, quick tip for talents. If you're lacking in accuracy, if you're an archer, get strength. If you're a mage, use agility. If you want a warrior, use wisdom. You can actually see this guide in the stat info here that I'm showing on screen, and you can find this in game. Now, progress to this map. Please load in. I wanted to make a cool thing. Oh, Globlin's map. This totem, you'll only need it in World 3. Oh, I better collect a couple of these. Now, go down here. And here, you'll find the boss room. Finally, for the autumn area. But no, don't do the boss fight yet. Here, you'll find a cool face in the trees, which is an Easter egg. But do the quest for this guy. He'll give you Forest Villa keys, which are used to enter this boss room. Don't do it yet though. First, you want to kill a couple of these void boards, and you'll be able to then get to the next map. Yep, go to the next map first. This is more important so you can progress. Remember, do that ghost guy's quest. Also, buy the Tarantularite pendant. You'll actually be able to find this thing in the vendor in that map. Simply go to him and buy the Tarantularite. Now, in this map, keep getting more powerful until you have 160 accuracy, 1200 max damage, and enough defense to take 0 damage from these guys, the bullfrogs. Here you can find this jam, but don't buy it. Buy these hot dogs. These will be pretty important. And yeah, also buy this stamp and also the tarantula I mentioned earlier. Don't worry about this yet. Now basically, this will be used for the piggy NPC in the world town. It will be a bit of progress. It's not that important though. And it is pretty expensive, but yeah. You can also buy these new defense upgrade zones. You would only be able to buy these in World 2, but you can't buy any other types. And buy this, and also make sure to buy teleports quite often. For some reason I haven't bought these, but heck yeah. Yeah, keep these hot dogs in your food slots. I have higher tier food, but I don't even need to worry about damage from this boss because The enemies, even in the end of World 2, are harder to beat than this boss. But anyways, how do you win? Well, see these ground spike areas? Well, and also these fireball areas? You can avoid them. They're not that important. They don't deal that much damage. Also, the attacks that he just stamped down on is pretty strong. Also, he will use a sword attack quite often with that sword. Not like that, but sometimes he will slam down with his sword. He will also do an uppercut. This is very important to avoid. It does way too much damage, and it will kill you. This attack is about as powerful as his stamping attack, I think. So, avoid the uppercut and sword slash. You'll be kind of fine with the foot stamp and the flying fist, and you'll be able to shrug off the ground spikes and fireballs. Also, he will drop rocks occasionally. They will heal him or defend him, so make sure to destroy them, otherwise he's pretty much impossible to beat. If he drops both at the same time, destroy the healing rock first, and then simply he's dead. Yeah. And collect the rewards. Now, the thing you came here for, the desert topaz. Yay, you defeated Amarok. But before you go into World 2 with that amazing stone, make sure to claim your gems. And also, one very important thing. First, craft Anvil Tab 2. This is unimaginably important because it unlocks all of these recipes. And then you can have 3, which unlocks all of these recipes. And then 4. Well, I haven't got 4 yet, but I don't need it yet. I'm not that far in the game. And anyways, congratulations, you beat World 1. Amazing. Well, cool, that's great. Well, if you made it to this part of the video and actually did all these steps, you probably beat Amarok if you were successful. Well, congratulations. And this is my first Idleon video in a very long time. Tell me what you think. And should I make more videos like this? They take a lot of time to make, and the videos are also pretty long. So if you watched to the end, please consider subscribing and liking the video. You must have enjoyed it if you watched it all the way here, right? Well, anyways, I'll stop rambling, and bye-bye. Keep idling, and hopefully one day you'll get to World 5. Bye.